to give you a quick update on what's going on in the San Diego real estate market. So, as I've been saying for, years now, the market is entirely driven on interest rates because that directly plays into a home buyer's monthly payment. And so right now, people are buying real estate based on what they can afford in terms of a monthly payment, not necessarily the price of the house or anything else. It just all comes down to you're trying to stay under a certain monthly payment. Last year, there was a ton of volatility in what that monthly payment was going to be, driven by the interest rate, because interest rates in one part of the year were about 6%, and then later on in the year they were close to 8%. So that's a lot of volatility. This year the volatility is much smaller. So we're fluctuating right now between 6.75 and 7.5, and so that has created stability in the market. And what has that done to supply and demand? Well, supply has risen and demand has sort of stayed flat. And by doing that, we're actually seeing that that values are kind of flat, and in some situations they're falling just by a couple of percentage points. And that is really driven by where interest rates are. There seems to be almost a psychological barrier around 7%. If they're over 7, you're going to see that it becomes less of a seller's market. If it's under 7, it's going to become more of a seller's market. It's still a seller's market in both categories, I would say. We're not really in a neutral market or in a buyer's market. And when I say a drop of a couple percentage points, it's very specific to the type of house I'm talking about. If it's a great location, like new condition, you're going to have multiple offers, and the seller's going to be very happy with the growth rate from when they bought the house. If it's next to the freeway, if it's original, the current occupants haven't touched the home in 40 years, then it's going to be more challenging, because I think, like I've said in some previous videos, if you're having to spend a really high amount on your monthly payment to get into a house, there may not be a lot of money left over to make repairs and replacing different systems in the house. And so your buyer pool gets smaller, and the buyers that are left are pretty savvy. They understand that they may be the only buyer at the table, which then gives them more leverage. And so that's kind of the climate that we're looking at right now. So on the seller side, it's really important to price things correctly. One of the things I love is Compass Private Exclusive for that reason, because you can test the market and get a sense from all the other agents that we can collaborate with about kind of where the market is in real time. Because I'm telling you, every 2 weeks the market shifts a little bit one way or the other. And so it's all about what's going on right now, which is why closed sold data can only tell you so much. What's really the golden nugget of pricing and presenting a home to the open market is who you know, word of mouth, and what agents in the community are seeing collectively. And that's a big part of what I do to position my sellers for success the first time. Hope this is helpful, and I'll talk to you on the next one.